Well, to talk about this mega joint venture, I have with me today Mr. Varun Berry from Britannia, and we also have with us Cecile Beliot, CEO at the BEL Group. Well, both of them claim to know, or rather one of them claims to know India well, and the other says they know cheese well. Varun, Cecile, thank you so much for taking time out and joining us today on ET Now, and what a cheesy delight this is turning out to be.
Yeah, you see us smiling ear to ear. We are saying cheese.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll never fall short of it, right? No supply disruption there. But anyway, jokes aside, Varun, what is it that you foresee about about India's cheese market? Because, you know, as I understand, the current revenue that you garner from cheese is about 200 crore rupees. What is the potential that you scale up, not just here at Britannia, but India's cheese industry to scale up too, say in the next 1 to 2 years, and then why BEL?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So our current revenue from cheese is about 250 crores, Ayesha. And our target is to go 5 times in 5 years. The cheese market in India is nascent, as you know, but growing fairly rapidly at about 23–24%. So objective will be to grow faster than the market, partner with the big brothers that we have in the cheese category to grow the category as a whole, and as well as take some share out of the entire category as well. So that really is the objective. I do think that this category is poised for even greater growth in the coming years, because currently, only less than 5% of the households have ever consumed cheese. And, that is, a number which is really low, because we have the QSRs teaching consumers how to consume it, which we will leverage, and we are hoping that we will be able to take this category to be a blockbuster in the coming years.
Okay. Cecile, if I could get you into the discussion, why Britannia, and what is it that you're hoping to bring to the Indian market?
So why Britannia? Britannia was a kind of an evidence for us in order to build this nascent cheese category. It was evident because we have a common ground. The common ground is that we share the same ambition and the same vision that this is the right moment in order to create the cheese category in India. And why Britannia? Because we have seen in a very obvious way the complementarity between both companies. BEL will bring the innovation, the strong know-how which has been built through the 100 years history as a cheesemaker and producer of the Lofinco. We will bring the Lofinco brand, and at the same time we will leverage Britannia, very strong trusted brand, understanding of the local consumer, the fantastic distribution network that has been built through the years by Britannia. And we have also this common industrial culture, which will allow us to build state-of-the-art factory in order to produce the best quality of cheese for Indian people.
Varun, right now, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, Amul dominates the mass end of the market. You are, of course, entering into the premium category. Is there room for all, or would you look at Amul as tough competition in the cheese space?
Well, Amul is the big brother. We respect what Amul does. They've got a great know-how. They've been in this business for a long time. We do sell at a premium to Amul. But having said that, the fact is that, while their dominance will not go away, we are small compared to Amul. We are just looking at, nipping at their heels and growing share little by little, and also growing faster than the market in the process. So that really is what we would like to do. We would think that we'll probably be able to double our share in the next 7 years or so.
The other thing I wanted to understand also was because, as per my understanding, your cheese portfolio comes with lower margins, Varun. Given that, you are entering into the premium cheese category, do they also improve your margin trajectory then and not just the revenue scalability?
No, so our cheese margins are fairly good, Ayesha. At least before the lumpy skin disease broke out about 6-8 months ago. Cheese has always been a great margin churner for us. So, and with BEL, I would say that the margin trajectory is going to continue. So that's where we are at. I'm not too worried about margin. As you know that the milk cycle is fairly, it's a 5-year cycle. It goes up, it comes down, but finally it evens out. So I would think that the margins will come back once, this issue that we have of the lumpy skin disease in cows is sorted out.
Cecile, tell me a little bit more about how differentiated is the product offering is going to be. And I must compliment you because you're another one who's furthering the cause of Make in India for India.
So we will start with the Laughing Cow brand because we believe this is the most relevant brand in order to build the cheese category in India. When you look at the Laughing Cow purpose and mission, it's a brand targeted to kids and families. And it's here to bring, portions of goodness coming from dairy. So we provide innovative, very tasty, but also very accessible, affordable portion of cheese. And that's why we will start as an innovation with a round box, with triangular portion or sachet. Sachet is a fantastic innovation dedicated to Indian market because it's ambient and BEL has a very strong know-how in producing ambient cheese. And it's only 10 rupees. So it will provide the capability, to go very mainstream and to have a much larger distribution than today. On top of that, we have succeeded to embed this format like the sachet into local usages, like you can use it on paratha, for instance, so Indian breads, and you can use it for the tiffin box of the kids. It doesn't mean that we will stop with the Laughing Cow. We have a very broad and interesting and premium brand portfolio that we could use anytime when we feel it's relevant and it's the right moment, to feed the Indian market with new brand and new innovation.
Varun, Laughing Cow, like Cecile was saying, is already a premium product, and so are most of Britannia biscuits as well, right? How is life given that while the rest of the soft commodities have seen a big cool off, wheat and milk prices are actually spiraling up still?
That's true. So you're absolutely right. Milk prices are spiraling. So, well, wheat is not spiraling, but there is reasonable inflation there. So I think the wheat season is coming and hopefully things will ease up a bit as we get into the beginning of the next calendar year. Similarly, the government is doing a lot to ensure that this lumpy skin disease is taken care of and is controlled. Once that happens, I think the milk prices should also ease up.
But in the interim, while the prices adjust, do you look to hike prices at all?
We've already taken prices up. In fact, the inflation that we've seen in the last 18 months has been approximately 32%. And we've taken prices, and you must have seen our results for the last quarter. We've done reasonably well. We've stayed with the demand despite taking a fairly hefty price increase.
I must ask you, because the chatter is really on both sides when it comes to the rural end of the market, and more so now with this joint venture with BEL, because rural India, yes, is yet to be penetrated by the cheese category. But overall, what's your sense about how the rural recovery is shaping up?
Rural has not been doing as well as urban. That's very clear. But for us, it's been a different story. We were, predominantly an urban company, and we've been improving our distribution. We've been going down the pop strata and making our products available in the rural areas. So for us, rural has been performing extremely well. Even today, our presence in rural is not as good as it's in urban. So, we have many years to go before we sort of see this plateauing off. So our outlook on rural is fairly good because of what we are doing from a distribution standpoint.
So fairly good. Does that also translate to better volume growth trajectory?
Well, volume, Ayesha, is something which is a little tepid at this point in time, but it's not negative. Let me put it this way. While revenues are growing reasonably well, as you must have seen it from the last quarter, volumes are in small single digits, which we are happy with because it will take us some time to get to double-digit volume growths. But the fact that we have been positive on volumes is achievement in itself.
Varun, lastly, I must ask you, as a strategy, where is it that you see Britannia in the next 5 to 10 years? From being largely a biscuit player, you're now moving into dairy. And I recall our chat during the midst of the, or rather peak of the lockdown, when you said that dairy is going to be the next focus and bakery as well. What is the next food segment category that you're going to target as?
So it's a simple strategy. We were a biscuit company. We were playing a little bit in other categories as well. We are trying to scale up dairy, which we have been in 25 years, but we haven't been able to scale it up to an extent where we would have wanted to. So obviously, dairy is going to be a big focus for us, and hence the joint venture with BEL. I think cheese is going to be the centerpiece for us, and we are going to grow this category fairly aggressively. But even other dairy products, we are going to make sure that we focus on them and get attraction there as well. In adjacent bakeries, we've been doing quite well. Cake, rusk have been doing well for us. Croissant, which is a joint venture with the Greek company, has been doing very well. We fine-tuned it. We took our time to get it to an even keel. But once we did it, which was about four months ago, and we relaunched it, it's been doing really well for us. We are open to looking at other bakery and other snacking products. And we are, as we speak, doing various kinds of research to figure out what is the next product that we bring to the market. And there are at least 4 or 5 different categories which are on our anvil. So we are hoping that we will, fulfill our ambition of becoming a total foods company, and hopefully a global foods company as well. And you've seen that we're making some inroads into Africa as well. So hopefully we will fulfill our dream of becoming a total global foods company.
Before we hear the next announcement on another new JV within another new food segment category.
Well, watch this space.